In my previous modules of customer guidance, I was talking to you about a way to get selected for a job. The target group was the freshly qualified professionals or recently qualified executives with work experience. I will now start another module that is called How to Start a Business. Well, everybody wants to start a business, everybody wants to go into a yacht, private aircraft, dream of being Ambani, but how many people can do that? And for every one successful businessman, possibly there are tens of unsuccessful businessmen. And mostly it is because the thought process is not correct. You have to understand the thought process behind a business, starting a business. So we should first talk about the thought process of starting a business. Then we'll talk about the business skills to required for a entrepreneur like you to run a business. Then we'll talk about various functions of a business and go slightly into details. And then we will talk about startup formalities. What are the startup formalities which you require? They may be statutory, they may be for environment. So we'll talk about those facilities. Then we will talk about managing a business. Managing a business means having marketing skills, having financial skills, having inventory management concepts. So we will talk about managing a business. After that, I will be talking about the MBA concepts. You see, MBA has revolutionized the world. So, bit of a thought process on the concepts of MBA will help you to improve your own business and course a proper chart of action. So, in this particular session, we'll talk about product, we'll talk about competition, we will talk about customer planning aspects of a business. Now, let us talk about product. You got a brainwave. You think, yeah, this is a project which I can launch in the market. For that, ask yourself what are the credentials? Are you a technical man? Are you a marketing man? You know the marketplace? Or you will need to get educational training, or you will need to do knowledge of the marketplace. And then you have to ask yourself, okay, does this project or service which you want to uh, plan, does it meet the marketing need? Well, also you have to ask, is this the current marketing need? The idea may be brilliant, but the idea may be well ahead of time. So that you have to see about the product which you have. Next, you have to ask yourself, is the product seasonal, or you can market it throughout the year, or how long? If you have an ice cream, cold drink, it's only summers. If you have water heaters, it's winters. So you have to see a product which uh, is which can utilize your capacities and does not provide you a financial distress. Then you have to ask yourself, okay, is it a fad? Fad means that, well, it'll have newness for some time, but then the newness will die down. Then you have to ask yourself, is this product sensitive to marketing? Is this a product or service or to general economic conditions? You make a high-end suit and there is a recession in the market. Will the high-end suit sell? You market high-end ball, pens in a small city. Again, they will not sell. So you have to take a more holistic thought process. Acha. So if the economy is weak, only certain kind of product or services will be successful. If the economy is strong and booming, different kinds of products will be. Next, you have to ask yourself, do you have a passion to start the business idea? While the money may be good, it does not propel you to success. You need to be enthusiastic about what you offer. And again, are you going to carry in a job? You don't carry your worries to the home, but in a business, you carry your worries to the home. Now you have got some idea about the external environment. Now you ask, what is the competition for this? Is this need for product being currently met by other businesses? If yes, how many other businesses are catering to the same segment of targeted group? If you are going to cater it to youth, then you have to see how many people are catering to the youth. If you are going to make jeans, then you have to see, well, there are so many people catering to this thing. You may cater for jeans for an elder lot of 60 and above. So that segmentation you have to come into count. And now you have to ask yourself, is the product which you are going to make, is it different than others? Different than other means, why should a person buy your product? Does it have the appeal? Does it provide a better satisfaction? Are you more cheaper than the market? Are you a very service oriented person? Like say these days you order food from the online. The person who delivers it faster possibly will have a better success than a person who cannot achieve the speed and the cost. So you have to think of these terms. So again, you have to ask yourself, what is the value proposition? Value proposition means what is it that in total which you are going to offer. In total offer means cheaper product, more rugged product, more price sensitive product. So that is a total value proposition of a product. Also you have to ask if the product is competitive. Competitive means it must have a competitive advantage. Now we will think about the competition and who is going to, we'll think about the customer. Who is going to buy your product? Is going to be youngsters? Is going to be elders? Is going to be children? Who would be the decision making? Like in children garments, the decision makers are now children, not the parents. So, catering for a different client, what traits does your typical customer have? Well, if you say everyone, well, that's a wrong answer. You have to be specific because you have to offer for a specific targeted group. You can be targeting for middle income girls, you can targeting for middle income executives, you can be targeting for high end richer class. So you have to see the customer which you are going to cater for. Then you have to ask yourself, what is the market to the businesses, to the consumer, or the both? Are you going to put directly in the market to the shopkeepers, or are you going to provide the services to the consumer directly, or you are planning to do both things? Mind you, this sounds difficult, but you have got to have a thought process before you sink in your own money, before you leave your job, and before you put your family in a lurch. Now, after this, there's some aspects of planning which I would like to say. First, you must have a overall business plan. Overall business plan means it helps you to understand business, it helps your investors, it helps your banks to understand your total intent of a business. and they would invest in you only after they have seen the total business plan, which includes outflows and inflows. Then you should be able to, again, like we said, a marketing plan. Segment the market, definition of a product definition, value proposition which you can are about to give. You must have a clear thought process on the business planning aspect of it. Next comes is the financial planning. From where will you raise the money? How will your money flow come in? What will be your dead end inventories? How much will be your returns? Like so many items like garments, the return of products to the manufacturer are high. So you got to take that into account for the your ultimate profit at the end of the year. So financial planning again is a very important part because rate of interest, receivables, these are the terms which you got to know before you enter into arena of a business. Now we just touch about a few of the activities which are required in a business. That can be supplying of product, it can be distribution of product, it must be invoicing, billing. You must learn how to invoice a product, you have to bill a product, the tax portion of it. Then you have to have appointments to meet with your dealers, to your bankers. You must be able to order your supplies. You may be able to do the bookkeeping aspects. You may be able to do the marketing aspects. You may be able to have to do you are one man army, or you may be a little more than that. Then you have to know the filing. You have to answer the phones. There can be huge number of activities which you have not planned for. So before you start a business, think of these activities and then only start for a business. Hope I've been able to give you some thought process. Maybe I've encouraged you or discouraged you, but the idea is that you go and do a success of the work. Thank you.